Hello everybody. In this video, you're going to learn how to use projects and more significantly, project templates inside your SuiteCRM system. Towards the end of the video, I will show you really neat features in the project itself. Okay, so let's go. In many businesses, projects are very essential and usually start after an opportunity has been closed won. So there's been a quotation, customer said, okay, that sounds good. And now we want to start the project. And projects, that could be anything. I had so many different projects already where we had projects, which would be, for instance, something like there was some production going on. So you had to supply chain purchases, and then you need to start with the production and then the delivery or shipment. Or you need to start developing a software, or you need to start working on a construction site or something. So many different options on where you have projects. And every time your project is kind of well defined inside your business, organizational wise, you've got the option to use project templates. And those project templates are, as the name says, project templates to later on create a project out of this template because it always looks the same. Let's get into this and give it a try. So I go to the project templates. So far there's none yet. So there I would create the first one, create project templates. And then maybe you even have like different types of projects. So then you can create different project templates, of course. And here we would do something like production or like production A, because this is like the standard project for the product group A, and it always works in this way. So the status, let's say usually after somebody has already agreed on, okay, want to do this, and maybe signed the contract or something, and then you can switch it to underway. Consider working day. So in the admin area, there's an option to configure your working days. And here it just makes sense for better planning, resource planning inside your projects. Because like usually if the project doesn't progress on the Saturday, Sunday, and then you need to reflect this here inside your projects as well. Priority, let's just call it medium. So not everything is high. There are too many high priority things anyway in your daily business, I assume. So save. Now we've created this project here, which is basically the frame or the header of this project. And what we can do here now is basically we add tasks. So there's a differentiation between tasks and milestones. If you have like a smaller project, you don't need to have any milestones, but you could if you wanted to. And then you see like maybe this milestone is critical. You need to reach this before you start with the next one, or you have to do a demonstration towards the customer or similar. So I would skip the milestones here and just go for a simple purchase. So that's the first thing that needs to happen. So we have sold a project. What do we need to do first? We need to purchase all the components that we need inside inside our product that we're going to deliver or build and deliver to our customer later on. How long does it usually take? So just the purchasing could be that the supplier has it in stock or not, then they need to produce it or first purchase it as well. So it could take up to 8 days, I'd simply say here. Predecessor, none, because you start the project with this one here. Assign is unassigned. You can keep it for like this at the moment. And relationship type doesn't matter here. It matters for the next task. So let's just create this one. So now we have the first task, which takes 8 days after the purchasing has been finished. And maybe you would define this in an organizational way, not in a technical, like the purchase task of the whole project finishes when all the components arrive. So after those 8 days. And then we start with production. So production, we're usually fast, so it only takes us 3 days here. But now we have a predecessor because you first need to purchase the goods. Without them, you can't produce anything. So, and here the relationship type comes into play because now finish to start, we have got the predecessor, and the finish of the predecessor will basically imply that we can start now with production. And then we click on add. And what do we need to do afterwards? So now the goods are in our warehouse and we need to ship them, maybe we call it shipping. And the predecessor, of course, it requires a production. Same here as well, finish to start, because we first need to finish the production before we can ship the whole thing. And therefore, that's the order of in how it goes. So now you can see we've got a project, we've got project tasks, but this is all a template so far. So you can use it and reuse it later on if your production process always looks very similar. And how to use it? You basically can, maybe you could say you instantiate it, or you can create a project from this template here. So that's what we're going to do. Create a project, and we can call this project name whatever we see fit. Maybe we call it like customer site A. So we have to go to the customer and it's on site. And the start date, now it's very important. Let's start on the Wednesday. And copy all tasks with these resources, copy selected tasks with resources. So you don't have to bother about these at the moment. We can just initiate it or like create the project. And you see, now we're not in project templates anymore, we're in projects. And inside the projects, we've got these here, the tasks. And as you can see, it already automatically created the task for us, which is really amazing. And it created the tasks, including the correct dates as well. So here, this one goes from the 6th till the 10th. Probably, how long did I say we need? 3 days or something? Probably it's like 1 weekend day included. And therefore, we have 4 days, but net would only be 3 days because there's a weekend inside. So, but now another amazing thing about the projects is here you have a different view. You can switch to the Gantt view here. And then you can nicely see this one as well. So here we've got 1 day for the shipping, production 3 days, and as we suspected, here you can see it's actually 5 days with 2 days of a weekend. And here we've got our 8 days, including 2 days weekend. So we've got 10 days, but only 8 working days. So very well, this succeeded. And now we've got like a visual overview of how this project works. And what we can do now, for instance, let's say we progressed already a little bit. So the purchasing department already contacted all the suppliers. You've sent out contracts or whatever to the suppliers, and we would say this is all good. You can now edit some more details. Of course, you can change what you have configured inside the task template, so to say. But yeah, not everything is usually important. So what you can say, we're lacking like 2 days behind or whatever. Actual duration, you could do this later on after you have configured this one. And the start was on or is on the 26th. As you can say, here it already fills up my details here. We're lacking 2 days, so therefore that changed a little bit as well. And yeah, you can check that it really helps a lot with planning, getting an overview of your tasks, of your projects as well. And if you want to make it more complex, for instance, here you've got milestones, you've got the completeness, you've got the actual duration. So you can add this all. Later on in the reports, you can access it and see how much your project templates deviate. Maybe you need to reconfigure the templates because you optimized some processes, or you lost one supplier and the other one is just slower or similar like this. So very nice overview of the projects and the project tasks and how you can use them. If you want to go back to the view detail of a project with all the subpanels, you can do so as well. Just go by view detail and you're back here in the more familiar way the things usually look like. But the Gantt view is quite a neat add-on here. Okay, just a quick recap. Whenever you've got projects which are fairly similar from customer to customer, create project templates for those. Build up those templates, then you can create projects from those templates. They have actual numbers inside which you can later on use in your reports and match them against your targets and see whether you're working well in those projects or not. Inside those projects itself, you have two different views. One is the detail view, one is the Gantt view, and you have different features depending on the view itself. Okay, that's it for this video. See you next time. Bye.